Question 1. You approach a school bus which has pulled over for passengers. Its red lights are flashing. What must you do? A. If you are traveling in the same direction as the bus, you must come to a complete stop. B. You must come to a complete stop pass at 20 miles per hour or less when there are no children on the road. C. You must come to a complete stop regardless of which direction you are traveling. D. You must slow down to 10 miles per hour and pass with caution.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. You must not pass a school bus which has stopped for passengers or has its red lights flashing. This rule applies to traffic coming from both directions. Question 2. Which of the following is true about road work zones? A. Road work zone speed limits are not enforced. B. You must observe work zone speed limits. Speeding fines you receive here may be doubled. C. After being waved through a work zone, you should drive quickly to avoid holding up traffic. D. None of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You must follow the posted work zone speed limits. Fines will be doubled for violations which are committed in a work zone while workers are present. Question 3. You are traveling along a 4-lane highway. You see an emergency vehicle pulled over with its lights flashing ahead. Which of the following is true? A. You are required to leave an empty lane between your car and the emergency vehicle if it is safe, otherwise reduce speed 20 miles per hour. B. You are required to leave an empty lane between yourself and the emergency vehicle when the speed limit exceeds 40 miles per hour. C. You can proceed as normal, but drive with care. D. You must reduce your speed by 20 miles per hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. When you encounter an emergency vehicle on the side of the road with its flashing lights on, you are required to observe the move over law. This means you should move over to leave an empty lane between yourself and the stopped vehicle. If you are unable to safely move over, then you must reduce your speed by 20 miles per hour. If the speed limit is less than 25 miles per hour, then you must reduce your speed by 5 miles per hour. Question 4. You are turning left into a driveway. What must you do before you proceed? A. Yield to traffic. B. You have right of way, proceed with caution. C. Yield to pedestrians and traffic. D. Yield to pedestrians.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. You must yield to all traffic and pedestrians when you are turning left off the road. Question 5. You drive up to an intersection and you see this sign. What should you do? A. Slow down and prepare to yield to traffic already on the road ahead. You will definitely not need to stop. B. Come to a complete stop and proceed after yielding to any pedestrians and traffic. C. Maintain speed as all traffic ahead must yield to you. D. Slow down and prepare to yield to pedestrians and traffic ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. Question 6. What does this sign mean? A. Steep descent, drive with care. B. Runaway truck ramp ahead. C. Only trucks can use the road ahead, find another route. D. Beware, trucks will be entering from a steep side road or driveway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. Question 7. This car's turn and brake signals have failed, so the driver is using hand gestures to signal instead. What is the driver's intention? A. Increase speed. B. Turn right. C. Turn left. D. Slow down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. This driver intends to slow down or stop. Question 8. Car B has entered an intersection to turn right on a red signal. Car A then arrives with a green signal. Which of the following is most correct? A. Car A should speed up to pass Car B. B. Car B should stop and let Car A through. C. Car A must yield to Car B, as Car B is already in the intersection. D. None of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. You must yield to cars which are already in the intersection, even if you have a green light. So, Car A must yield to Car B, as Car B has already entered the intersection. Question 9. You are turning a corner. No other cars are around. Do you still need to indicate? A. Yes, for at least 300 feet if you are traveling over 35 miles per hour. B. Yes, for a minimum of 100 feet if you are driving below 35 miles per hour and 300 feet if you are driving faster. C. Yes, for at least 100 feet. D. Number
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. Question 10. What does this sign mean? A. The recommended speed limit is 50 miles per hour. B. The maximum speed limit is 50 miles per hour. C. The speed limit during the day is 50 miles per hour. D. The minimum speed limit is 50 miles per hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. This sign tells motorists that the maximum speed limit is 50 miles per hour. That is, you cannot exceed 50 miles per hour here. Question 11. What does this sign mean? A. There is a 35-degree corner ahead. B. The recommended speed for this corner is 35 miles per hour. C. The minimum speed for this corner is 35 miles per hour. D. The maximum speed for this corner is 35 miles per hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. This sign states that the recommended speed for this corner is 35 miles per hour. Question 12. What does this sign mean? A. There is a crossroad ahead. B. There is a helipad ahead. C. There is a hospital ahead. D. There is a railroad crossing ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. This sign warns drivers that there is a crossroad ahead. Drivers should slow down and prepare for the intersection. Question 13. you must come to a complete stop before reaching a school bus which has stopped for passengers with its red lights flashing. When can you proceed? A. When the driver signals you to pass. B. When the flashing red lights are switched off. C. When the bus resumes motion. D. Any of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. Question 14. You have reached an intersection controlled by a stop sign. Where must you stop? A. Before the crosswalk. B. Before the stop line. C. Before entering the intersection. D. Before all of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. When you arrive at an intersection controlled by a stop sign, you must stop before the crosswalk, the stop line, and before entering the intersection. Question 15. What must you do at a flashing yellow traffic signal? A. This signal tells you that you cannot turn at this intersection, so continue on straight. B. Stop, yield and proceed when safe. C. Proceed with caution. D. Prepare to stop, the light will soon turn red.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. Question 16. What must you do at a steady yellow traffic signal? A. Stop if it is safe, the signal will soon turn red. B. Drive with caution as there may be a hazard ahead. C. Stop, yield and proceed when safe. D. Speed up to get through before the signal turns red.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. A steady yellow traffic signal warns drivers that the light is about to turn red. You should stop here if it is safe to do so. Question 17. Two cars arrive at an uncontrolled intersection. Which of the following is true? A. Car B must yield because it is traveling straight through the intersection. B. Car B must yield because it is on car A's right. C. Car A is to the left of car B and therefore must yield. D. None of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. When two cars arrive at an uncontrolled intersection, the car on the left must yield. So, car A must yield. Question 18. Which vehicle is least likely to be visible to the truck driver? A. Car A. B. Car B. C. Car C. D. None of the cars would be visible to the truck driver.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. Car A should be visible through the truck's windshield and car C should be visible through the truck's right rear vision mirror. But car B is unlikely to be visible to the truck driver in this situation. Remember, if you can't see the driver probably can't see you. Question 19. Is this car legally parked? A. Yes. B. No, you cannot park within 15 feet of a fire hydrant. C. No, you cannot park within 30 feet of a fire hydrant. D. Yes, so long as it is moved within 10 minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You cannot park within 15 feet of a fire hydrant. Question 20. You arrive at a crossroads. You want to turn left and you have a green light. Can you proceed? A. Yes, you can turn left, as this is a protected turn where no other cars are allowed to enter the intersection. B. Yes, you can turn left, however you may still need to yield to pedestrians and oncoming traffic. C. No, you cannot turn left unless you have a green left pointing arrow. D. Yes, but only if there is a left turn permitted sign present.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You can turn left on a green signal, but you must yield to all vehicles and pedestrians entering the intersection, as they have right of way. Question 21. You approach an intersection with a set of traffic signals. The signals are blank. What should you do? A. Stop at the intersection as if you have a red light. B. Treat the intersection as if was uncontrolled. C. Treat the intersection as if there were stop signs in all directions. D. Continue through as if you have a green light.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. When a set of traffic signals are completely blank, you should drive as if the intersection was controlled by stop signs in all directions. You must stop and yield as appropriate before you proceed. Question 22. Which of the following is most true about parking at an intersection? A. You must not park within 5 feet of a stop sign or 30 feet of a crosswalk. B. You must not park within 30 feet of a stop sign and within 20 feet of a crosswalk at an intersection. C. You can park as close to any stop sign or crosswalk as you want, so long as you don't pass the stop line or enter the crossing. D. You must not park within 10 feet of any stop sign or crosswalk.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You cannot park within 20 feet of a crosswalk at an intersection. You cannot park within 30 feet of a stop sign, a yield sign, or a set of traffic signals. Question 23. What does this sign mean? A. The speed limit at night is 35 miles per hour. B. The maximum speed limit is 35 miles per hour. C. The recommended speed limit is 35 miles per hour. D. The speed limit during the day is 35 miles per hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. This is an advisory sign which recommends that drivers do not exceed 35 miles per hour here. Question 24. This car's turn and brake signals have failed, so the driver is using hand gestures to signal instead. What is the driver's intention? A. Increase speed. B. Slow down. C. Turn left. D. Turn right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. The driver intends to turn right. How to signal, signaling, Chapter 6, Signaling, Passing, and Turning, Texas Driver's Handbook. Question 25. What does this sign mean? A. You can pass other vehicles on either side. B. New lane ahead. C. Obstacle ahead, pass on either side. D. Y intersection ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. This sign tells drivers that they can pass an upcoming obstacle on the left or on the right. Question 26. What must you do at a flashing red traffic signal? A. Drive with caution as the traffic light is broken. B. Proceed, you do not need to stop or yield at a red flashing signal. C. Come to a complete stop, yield and then proceed when safe. D. Stop, you cannot proceed until the light stops flashing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. You should come to a complete stop at a flashing red signal. You must yield to traffic and pedestrians before continuing. Question 27. You arrive at a crossroad with a green traffic signal. You wish to drive straight through the intersection. Which of the following is true? A. You must briefly come to a stop, yield, and then you can proceed. B. You cannot proceed. C. You are free to proceed, so long as you yield to any traffic already in the intersection. D. You are free to proceed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. You can proceed on a green signal. However, you must still yield to any traffic or pedestrians which are already in the intersection. Question 28. This road has a central portion which is separated by solid and broken yellow lines. What is the purpose of this area? A. This is a central divider which can only be used for emergency stopping. B. This is a central passing lane. C. This is a lane which cars from either direction can use to turn left. D. This is a central parallel parking area.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. This is a central turning lane. Vehicles can use this lane to turn left. Question 29. You have parked next to the curb facing downhill. Which way should you point your front wheels to stop your car from rolling if your brakes should fail? A. Steer away from the curb. B. Keep your wheels straight. C. Steer towards the curb. D. It makes no difference.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. Question 30. What does this sign mean? A. River crossing ahead is prone to flooding. B. Narrow road ahead. C. Tunnel ahead. D. Narrow bridge ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. This sign tells drivers that there is a narrow bridge ahead. Drivers should proceed with care. Question 31. What does this sign mean? A. Wrong way, go back. B. There is a railroad crossing ahead. C. There is a crossroad ahead. D. There is a river crossing ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. There is a railroad crossing ahead. Prepare to stop if you see a train coming. You must also stop if you are directed to by a set of red flashing lights, a sign, a traffic officer, or a lowered gate. Question 32. You spot an emergency vehicle approach with its flashing lights switched on. What should you do? A. Pull over to the right if possible. B. Slow down and make a clear path for the emergency vehicle. Pull over to the right if possible. C. Maintain speed and direction. Changing lanes or stopping is unpredictable and could be dangerous. D. Slow down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You must pull over to the right for an emergency vehicle displaying its flashing lights. If this is not possible, you should slow down and provide a clear path. When you pull back out on the road, remember that you cannot follow within 500 feet of any ambulance or fire engine with its flashing lights on. Question 33. You drive up to an intersection and you see this sign. What should you do? A. Come to a complete stop and yield to any traffic before proceeding. B. Find another route, you cannot proceed through here. C. Come to a complete stop and then go. D. Slow down and only proceed if the intersection is clear.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. You must come to a complete stop and yield to all traffic and pedestrians ahead. You can then proceed when the intersection is clear and there are no vehicles approaching which may constitute a hazard. Question 34. You have parked next to the curb facing uphill. Which way should you point your front wheels to stop your car from rolling if your brakes should fail? A. It makes no difference. B. Keep your wheels straight. C. Steer towards the curb. D. Steer away from the curb.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. You should steer away from the curb when you park facing uphill. That way, if your car were to roll, the back of your front tire would hit the curb and stop your car. Question 35. You are driving along a divided highway and you see a school bus parked with its red signals flashing on the other side of the highway. Are you required to stop? A. No, but you are required to slow down to 10 miles per hour as you pass. B. No, but you should proceed with caution. C. Yes, you must stop until the bus has started moving again. D. Yes, you must stop, but you can then proceed when you deem it to be safe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. Normally, you cannot pass a school bus which has stopped for passengers, no matter what side of the road you're on. A school bus should display its flashing red lights to remind motorists from either direction to stop. However, if you are on the opposite side of a divided highway, you are not required to stop. You are still required to proceed cautiously though. Question 36. What does this sign mean? A. Wrong way, turn around and go back. B. Steep crest or hump ahead. C. U-turn permitted. D. Hairpin corner ahead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. Question 37. Car B wants to cross this divided highway. Who has right of way, and why? A. Car B has the right of way because it has arrived at the intersection first. B. Car B has the right of way because it is on a smaller road than car A. C. Car B has the right of way because it is to the right of car A. D. Car A has right of way because it is on a larger road than car B.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. Drivers are required to yield when entering a multi-lane road from a smaller road. In this case, car B has to yield. Question 38. You are following another vehicle, but you might be a little too close. Which of the following is true about tailgating? A. You should remain at least 30 feet behind any other vehicle when conditions are good. B. You should not follow any closer than 2 seconds behind another vehicle. C. You should follow close enough to make eye contact through the rear vision mirror. D. A good rule of thumb is to stay 2 seconds behind under 30 miles per hour and 3 seconds behind over 30 miles per hour.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You should not drive any closer than 2 seconds behind another vehicle. 4 seconds is considered a safer following distance. It is always a good idea to increase your following distance when weather, traffic or road conditions are poor. Question 39. What does this sign mean? A. There is a shared section of road ahead, slow down and watch out for pedestrians. B. There is a park or playground ahead, slow down and watch for pedestrians. C. There is a school zone ahead, prepare to stop. D. There is a pedestrian crossing or crosswalk ahead, prepare to stop.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. This sign warns motorists of a school zone ahead. You must always yield to pedestrians here. Question 40. Which of the following is true about safety belts? A. Safety belts are optional in Texas. B. The driver and every passenger must wear their safety belt. C. Only the driver must wear a safety belt. D. Only the driver and front seat passengers must wear their safety belts.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. A driver can be booked for not wearing a safety belt or carrying a passenger under 17 who is not properly secured with an appropriate safety belt, child seat or capsule. Any passengers over 15 can also be booked for not wearing their safety belts. Question 41. 3 cars arrive at an intersection at the same time. Who here has the right of way? A. Car A. B. Car B. C. Car C. D. The pedestrian.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. You must yield to any pedestrian on a crosswalk and you must yield to your right. So here the pedestrian has the right of way. Question 42. Are you allowed to turn right at a red signal? A. Yes, but only after coming to a stop and yielding to traffic. B. Yes, this is a protected turn so you will have right of way. C. No, you can never turn right at a red light. D. Yes, but only if a sign permits you to do so.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. You are allowed to turn right at a red light so long as you come to a complete stop and yield to any traffic and pedestrians. Question 43. You arrive at a railroad crossing. The crossing has flashing red lights and a signal bell. You can see that a train is approaching. Which of the following is true? A. You can cross when a train is approaching if there is no gate lowered, the train is moving slowly, and you can finish crossing at least 15 seconds before the train arrives. B. You must stop at least 15 feet away from the tracks, but no further than 50 feet from the tracks if traffic is permitting. C. You can proceed if there is no train approaching as soon as the gate starts to rise. D. None of the above.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. You cannot enter a railroad crossing when you see a train approach, or when the crossing has a partially lowered gate. You must stop at a crossing with a stop sign or flashing red signals. When you do stop, you must stop no closer than 15 feet from the tracks. If traffic permits, you must also stop no further than 50 feet from the tracks. Question 44. 3 cars arrive at a T intersection. In what order can the cars proceed? A. Car C, B and A. B. Car A, C and B. C. Car A, B and C. D. Car B, C and A.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. Car A must yield as it is turning onto the through road. And car C must also yield as it is turning left across the path of car B, so car B can go, followed by car C and then car A. Question 45. 2 cars have parked outside of a fire station. Which of the following is most true? A. Car A must remain at least 75 feet from the driveway, and car B must remain at least 20 feet from the driveway. B. Car A must remain at least 20 feet from the driveway, and car B must remain at least 75 feet from the driveway. C. Car A cannot park across the driveway. D. Car A must remain at least 20 feet from the driveway.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer B. Question 46. These vehicles are driving along a one-way road with 3 lanes. Cars A and B are both planning to change lane. Which car has right of way here? A. Car A. B. Car B. C. Car A, as it is following a vehicle ahead. D. One of the drivers should choose to yield as there is no rule for this situation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer A. Question 47. What does this sign mean? A. No left turn ahead. B. Divided highway ahead. C. Traffic circle ahead. D. Keep right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer D. This sign tells drivers to stay to the right of an upcoming island or obstacle. Question 48. You are turning at an intersection on a red light. At the same time, a pedestrian is entering the road to cross. What should you do? A. Use your horn to alert the pedestrian to your presence. B. Speed up and pass the pedestrian. C. Stop and let the pedestrian cross. D. Turn into the far lane to avoid the pedestrian.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. Question 49. 2 cars arrive at a crossroads. Which of the following is true? A. Whoever yields should be decided by the drivers at the intersection. B. Car B must yield because it is traveling straight through the intersection. C. Car A must yield because it is turning left. D. Car A can go first because it is turning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer C. When two cars arrive at an uncontrolled intersection, the car on the left must yield to its right. If this does not apply, the car turning left must yield to any oncoming traffic. So, car A must yield here. Question 50. 3 cars arrive at a four-way stop, one car after the next. Which car should go first? Number 1. Car B, as it is to the right of car A. Number 2. Car B, as it was first to arrive at the intersection. Number 3. C. Car C, as it is to the right of car A and car B. Number 4. Car A, as it is to the left of car B.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Answer number 2.